All right, for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another Beast Machines basic class maximal, and this time we are taking a look at Buzzsaw. Now, Buzzsaw originally in Beast Wars was a Predacon, but in Beast Machines, all of the animal transformers are maximals. So, like, they're either Maximals or Viacons. So the good guys are all the Maximals, and the bad guys are all the Viacons. Even Megatron, who turns into a dragon, has like a Viacon crystal, right? So all of the ones that previously were Predacons are now Maximals, which is whatever. I still put this one on my Predacon shelf personally, but it's new version of Buzzsaw here. Turns into a little techno-organic wasp. It actually looks a bit more like I think they're called mud daubers, but they're a different kind of yellow and black stinging insect that has like the really, really long skinny tail and then the huge stinger at the end of it. At least that's what the tail section makes me think of. So it really seems more like a mud dauber than a wasp to me. But yeah, either way, it's a really nice little mode. The wings are a little awkward, but I think it works overall, and you'll see why they're shaped the way they are for robot mode. But they've got a good amount of posability. They've got a swivel there, and then a ball joint, and then a hinge there, so you can get some good wing poses there. The head also has a hinge back and forth, which is nice. A lot of the Beast Machines basic class Maximals have like extra head articulation in beast mode, which is cool. The legs are all just kind of rubbery. They're on a hinge at the base here, so you can lift up these two legs or these two legs, and then this one in the back is on its own sort of hinge system. The tail can rotate, hinge in and out, and bend here, but that's all pretty much for robot mode. It does have a little stinger that you can extend by pulling it out. Again, that's still mostly, I think, for robot mode, but it looks a little weird extended out because it kind of like follows this like weird curve. So when I pull that out, I just generally do it like part of the way, and I think that looks a little bit better. But whatever. And there's his maximal spark crystal there, hidden inside the stinger. Pretty cool. And yeah, he's got a pretty neat transformation, I think. You start off by taking the whole stinger section here, and you lift that out of the way just to see. It untabs right here, and then you can fold it out to the side, and then kind of fold those legs out of the way, and it like double hinges and kind of snaps into place like that. And then you take the back two legs, and that comes out on its own system, and flip that around, and that will snap into place. And then you kind of want to spread these legs a bit as much as you can, and take the head of the wasp and rotate that around, and then simultaneously take the back or the section that the wings are on and rotate that around. That'll lock in like that, and then the head rotates all the way around, and then you take the main part of the head, and it separates from the antenna and flips down onto the chest, and that reveals his robot mode head, which of course keeps the wasp mode antenna, and then you straighten out the wings to become the legs, and you can take the back legs here and just kind of fold them into the back that just hang out there, and then these legs become one of his arms, and then the stinger becomes the other arm, so you can use those joints. And yeah, there you have Buzzsaw in his robot mode. And I just think a lot of that is really neat, just like where stuff ends up. It's not a perfect robot mode, but I do really like him. I really like the wings becoming little like stiletto heel feet for him. I think that's really clever. The one drawback to that is like his knee is now like way up here, so I mean, that's a problem a lot of Transformers have, of having like just microscopic thighs and then huge shins, but it works well enough. And then the arms are a little bit awkward because, of course, he doesn't have any real hands. But you can open this, you can open the stinger as a claw. And yeah, the springy gimmick is kind of lame. It probably would have been better if it was just actual jointed pieces, but it's not the end of the world. And he does have a hinge there, so you can, kind of treat that like an elbow joint, even though it's more like at the wrist. But yeah, it's he's got a springy arm. That's okay. There are worse gimmicks to deal with in Beast Wars toys. But yeah, articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint here. Can look up a good amount too, just because it's got a cut in the back there to accommodate how it has to sit in wasp mode. And he's got a good little head sculpt. with like 4 eyes. He seems very alien, very cool. The shoulder, this one at least, is on a ball joint, and then a ball joint at the elbow here. And then this bit itself is, I mean, it's just connected like with this tabbed in like that, so it can rotate a little bit. It doesn't really, it's more so just to connect it there, but whatever. This one, I think it's actually also on a ball joint, but the range is a little bit more limited. It folds in and out at the spring, and then it's got the hinge there, and it also has a swivel here as well. What's weird about the hinge is it's kind of at an angle in comparison to like the shoulder, and I think that you could probably get the spring to rotate around it, but I also think it's glued there, so that might like mess with it. Oh no, it's actually, the spring actually goes into that piece. So yeah, that really can't rotate. So it's at this kind of like weird angle where it's not actually like, I don't know, perpendicular to the elbow or anything, but whatever. The claw can open and close, like I said. It's got swivels at the hips here, and then also a separate ball joint, and then a hinge knee, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, he's for being kind of a weird, funky little guy, he's fairly posable. We'll show him off again with the two that we've looked at previously. Here he is with Night Viper and Longhorn. And yeah, personally, I know that he's technically a Maximal, but personally, I really see him more as a Predacon, so I put him with my Predacons, whereas these two I actually do, put with my Maximals, but still, they all look good together. They're all good little figures and very weird, but they try some fun stuff, and I think it's successful overall. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I put out reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And yeah, I'm going to keep going with these little Beast Machines guys for a little while. I've got all 7 of the non-show character Maximal Beast Class basic class figure. It's kind of a weird subcategory there, but I don't know, just figured I'd bang those all out and then move on to something else. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and all that stuff. I already said that, but here we have Beast Machines Basic Class Buzzsaw.